I should say that in getting involved with art speaking, it tied in very nicely with the promotional work I do with Sandwell Active Blind, which I think I've already mentioned, but also Sandwell Visually Impaired, which is a pressure group to try and put forward the interests of blind people in Sandwell. And so I've promoted it on the websites of both organisations, on the talking newspaper, in our informal get-togethers in pubs in the evenings, and circulating emails. And so a lot of people have got to know about these events who mightn't otherwise have got to hear about them. I've lately been involved in the Art Speaking project, both promoting it and taking part, and that's really a work in progress because the recordings I made have found their way onto YouTube, I might say with Alan's help, because we've managed to put some pictures to the 10-minute recording I made for the newspaper.
So just to start with, I'm going to explain a little bit about where the family come from. As I say, they were local. They lived at a place called Coton Hall, which is not very far from Bridgnorth. There are a lot of people in this painting. In fact, we've given ourselves a real challenge by starting with this one because it is quite complex. The central figure in the painting, which is Isabella Lee, who's the mother, and she's seated and wearing a white dress. She was 46 when the painting was painted, and she's surrounded by her 10 surviving children. They're all of varying ages. The eldest son on the right-hand side of the picture, who's dressed in blue, is Lancelot Lee, and he was 17 when this painting was painted. And he is dressed quite formally, and he carries a sword and a hat, which was traditional travelling gear for men, so it suggests that he was going on a journey of some sort.
Well, I found that fascinating, and it reminds me a little bit of some of the art programmes I watch occasionally on BBC4, and it's quite an educational experience and just straightforwardly interesting too. Well, that's my take on it, but what did others think?
Right, my name's Denham Wright. I live in Wolverhampton, and I've been attending the session about the Lee family painting in Wolverhampton Art Gallery, and it's the first time that I've had a live presentation of painting. I've heard audio descriptions at galleries around London, Paris, wherever, but this certainly gives an opportunity to question and get a clearer concept of the whole painting. So it's been a very helpful experience. My guide dog has enjoyed it as well. He hasn't been to many galleries. My wife and I have always been to galleries wherever we go, particularly Paris. We enjoy the Musée d'Orsay and the Louvre and so on. And yeah.
What lasting impression would you take away?
Well, the interest of a complicated family portrait, and I suppose its historical links to the locality, which is very interesting.
I'm Marion Edwards, and I live in Bewdley. I've been a teacher for some 20-odd years, 26 years, and I lost my sight first some 10 years ago in one eye, and then unfortunately the other eye just 3 years ago. It's just interesting to see galleries trying to sort ways of addressing, the audience, a wider audience. And since I lost my sight, because I love art, I've visited a number of these sort of sessions in a couple of galleries in London. So I know how they are being approached in different situations, and it's just nice to see people finding their own way with their own collection and the people they've got available. I thought, it's Doreen, isn't it? I thought Doreen made a really excellent job at that piece, and I thought it was rather nice having two different people, one with a more sort of factual role, and then the second with filling in the sort of, historical context. So I think it was rather nice. I think, two people sort of complement each other. At the end of the day, I think a person in any capacity can involve the audience in a way that, technology can't. So I think the role of people is tremendous.
I'm Mr. Damu. I'm from Edgbaston. Birmingham. This was my first time for audio description in art gallery, and I did find it very interesting.
Have you been to anything like this before?
No, this was my first time.
And how about the workshop we've just had?
Yeah, it was very informative. I was hoping that it was going to open new doors, and it has. And I found new friends,
So you think you'll keep in touch with us?
I think so, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Do you think you'll come over here again?
Yeah.
we
If
see
it's
you.
on a Saturday, then I can come. Because during work time, my work's like very, fast. It does tire me out. On Saturday, I can relax, and Sundays, yeah.
Do you remember anything particularly about the art description, that family picture?
Well, it was Matilda that really stood out. Because the way she's looking into a dream, she looks like her mind's wandering somewhere. She's in like a dream. And the others are like busy discussing something.
Some positive feedback there for the organisers of the first Art Speaking Day.